Welcome to Max Sports Academy. I am Dr. Chandra Bose, athletic coach, fitness expert, sports injury therapist, and a Varma therapist. Today video is about how we can develop leg power using the staircase. Staircase can be used to develop strength endurance as well as power. Today we are going to see some of the exercise which can develop leg power. Most of the school staircase is available, so it is a easy training meal. There are many exercises we can do it on the steps. Some of them are hopping, bounding, giant walking, high knee, quarter squat, half squat, ankle bounce, and so on. Let's go to the video and see one by one. The first exercise is high knee on the stairs. When we do high knee, you should see that the knee should come up to the hip level. That is, the upper thigh should come parallel to the ground, and you should do it with a rhythm. The second exercise is hopping. It can be done on one step at a time, 2 steps at a time, or 3 steps at a time. That depends on the capacity of the athletes and their training age. When we do hopping, you should do it with coordinative arm movements. Hopping is the best coordination exercise. When we do hopping, the eyesight should be straight. The leg movement should be a cyclic action. The next exercise is giant walk. You can cover 3 steps at a time or 4 steps at a time. Depends on the leg length and the strength of the athletes. Try to avoid tilting the hip while doing the giant walking. Hip tilting should be avoided when we do giant walk. The next exercise is half squat jumps. Keep the feet shoulder width distance. Try to land on the ball of the foot and keep the upper body erect. Eyesight should be straight always. See that the upper thigh come parallel to the ground when we take assume half squat position. Concentrate on the knee extension. The body should be straight in the air after the jump. The next exercise is in between the exercise you should stretch the muscles and prepare for the next activity. This one is a best example for hamstring stretch. Always when we lean, the lean should be lead with the chin. The chin should overtake the knees when you lean forward. The leaning should be from the hip, not from the trunk. The next exercise is alternate jumps. It's a wonderful exercise to strengthen the quadriceps. It should be done with the coordinated arm movements. All the exercise must be done with a rhythm. The next exercise is ankle bounce. Do the exercise with the minimal knee flexion. The drive should come from the ankle. It also can be done in 1 step at a time or 2 steps at a time. When we do these alternate jumps, should not push our hip back. Whenever you do hopscotch jump, you should see that the knee and hip should be extended in the air vertically. Also, you should see that the knee should never overtake the toes. Avoid leaning forward. Try to maintain the upper body in erect position. The next exercise is alternate squat jump. Only elite athletes should practice this because it needs a lot of basic strength before practicing these jumps. Beginners should practice only double leg jumps. Only after mastering the double leg jumps, they should try single leg jumps. Dorsiflexion of the ankle is very crucial for technical excellence. All the jumpers should learn the heel ball toe action. If you land on the toes, the amortization phase will be more and you will be spending more time on the ground. Beginners should learn double arm action. When they get experience, they can change them into alternate arm action, that is single arm action. Between the workouts, you should stretch the particular muscle, that is specific muscles involved in that activity. Then only you can repeat the performance. Lateral squat jumps. You can climb 2 steps at a time. Try to maintain the body erect position. It will strengthen the hamstrings, glute, quadriceps, even the calves to a little extent. After the exercise, stretching is recommended. It will reduce the strain and it helps to relax the muscles. We should spend at least 10 minutes to do the warm down. Proper warming down will fasten the buffer capacity. When we do the warming down, should see that the pulse should at least the range of 120 and 130. Then only the proper warm down will happen. The intensity of the warming down exercises should be minimal. It should be kept below 50%. 5 to 10 minutes jogging after the workout is recommended for recovery. If time permits, 1 or 2 120 meters stridings recommended. Every day in the morning we should check our resting pulse rate. It will help us to find out whether we have recovered from the yesterday's workout. If the resting pulse rate varies, we should alter the workout.